2022. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, and thank you for having us.
Happy Heritage Month. I see. Cedric, which region are you representing?
I am from the Volta region, and so you would want to call me GTV Dzelu from Okrah.
GTV
Dzelu.
From Okrah.
Yeah, that is the son of GTV Dzelu.
Right.
Yes.
How about you, Andy? You're looking very corporate, traditional Ghanaian.
Yes, thank you very much for the opportunity. As you said, it's a traditional month, so I decided to put a traditional corporate wear on a Thursday. But if I knew you were going to put on your cloth, I would also come here with my cloth. You know, I'm coming from Asante region, Utumfos, Nana, so I would have come with my regalia. But I will show it another time here.
Definitely, most definitely. All right, let's get into matters. This Creative Youth Summit for 2022, the theme for this year's summit is confronting our individual and collective roles in addressing the climate change crisis. Why this theme, Cedric?
There's no denying the fact that climate change is disrupting lives and, truly speaking, affecting every discipline. There has often been the call for government and multinationals to act, to take an action. But we at the YPYC, under the leadership of Mr. Andy Okrah, has saw the need that what about our individual and collective role? What can people do in their capacities and riding on their professions and expertise to contribute to the climate change solutions? Hence this theme, confronting our individual and collective roles in addressing the climate crisis.
Climate change has been a problem for a number of years. Is this the first time your outfit is taking it up? And why?
Thank you, Valerie. As you are spot on, and this is climate change is a global issue over the years, and it's still going on, and that is what is threatening our sustainability and as a people and an ecosystem. YPYC, you know, for the past 10 years, we've been here and we are grooming leaders who blaze the trail, and they are doing well, raising transformational leaders and doing a lot. But YPYC is responsible for leadership and development issues. Yeah. So we realize that we are creating leaders, but if we are creating leaders and the world's problem now is global issue, which is climate change, and we are not doing something around that, then what are you training the leaders for if the climate is not good? So for the first time, as you rightly said, YPYC decided to focus on climate change, that we would now integrate our young leaders, our student leaders we are grooming into climate change. And we believe that they have the ideas, they have the skills, they have the energy to come and profess the innovative solution we need to address climate change. That's the reason why we are doing it for the first time in YPYC, leveraging on the leadership platform that we have to raise these leaders for the world.
Right. Because you have been interacting with these young leaders for a number of years, what do you think is the disconnect between the youth and looking at matters or trying to take matters of environmental climate change issues at heart? What's the disconnect? What causes that rift?
We are very much convinced that young people are concerned about making a contribution in their communities. However, the disconnect is the awareness, the capacities, and the tools that young people need to make this contribution. Young people are blindfolded and are expected to make a contribution. And so we seek to step in and fill that void, to be able to provide the platform, the tools, to ensure that they are equipped to be able to engineer innovative solutions in addressing the developmental issues that confront them, including climate change.
Okay. You want to add something?
Yes, to add that there's a serious disconnect. They are really not involved in the environmental issues and the climate issues, simply because they think that is something that this is a science or a scientific area, and for that matter, we are not involved in them. There should be some aspect. But we believe that these are the same people who grow become the scientists and the people. We need to get them involved.
If I were to speak for the youth, don't you think at this time maybe the youth are preoccupied with probably unemployment issues and other matters? Maybe that's adding to the disconnect?
Spot on. That is the case. Because of the unemployment issue, they think that But that is the drumming home of this conference. At the end of the day, you will realize that through climate change, we can solve the unemployment issue. There's a breakout section at the end of it all that we'll do. That two groups, one will be looking at the policy level, one will be looking at the technical level. And one of the topics to look at is climate change entrepreneurship. Okay. You'll be surprised and amazed that through entrepreneurship, some individuals have come out with innovative ideas, they've created enterprises, and they've engaged people, and that has really solved their unemployment issue. That's where we want to open up for policymakers to know that through climate change, unemployment issue can be solved. So that is the link.
Okay, what are some of the avenues and some of the links that can be entrepreneurial, youth inclusive, and then help the cause of climate change as well?
When you pick the climate change crisis in itself, there is a sense in which you can connect it to a discipline. For instance, climate change affects agriculture, affects food security. Climate change has everything to do with our health and health system. Climate change has a question on transportation, all area of human endeavor. And in that space of challenge, we find inspiration, we find the need to provide innovative solutions. So for instance, in agriculture, right, we are confronted with the issues of drought that threatens food security. The innovation there that goes at the heart of entrepreneurship is how young people can come up with innovative ideas to address the drought situations in their communities. And we at the YPYC level have the platform to provide young people with the tools that can help them with design thinking, and also to be able to access grant funding, to provide this funding for these young people to be able to implement these solutions.
Okay, so I'm looking at how your outfit will be able to perhaps infiltrate into areas where the youth are so focused on, for instance, mining, chainsawing. How are you looking to break into that?
Thank you very much, Valerie. That's why this summit, we have the two key sectors involved. Government sectors, we have the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. The minister is coming himself. They've started certain initiative. We are pushing that, like you rightly said. It's a lot of young people that engage in youth in mining. That's why we need to get them and get a real workable solutions to that. The minister is coming, and after that, whatever the young people are also going to say, we are going to ensure that we shape it into the policy that the minister is pursuing. Two, we have the sector minister for environment, science, technology, and innovation. Their outfit also representing, and he himself coming. We need to influence that policy to ensure that, look at the polythene alone, how it's killing us in our environment. Do you know that through this, and there's a clear case here in Ghana here, where refuse has become gold now. We need to push that idea. What are we doing? We have to leverage what has been started by certain individuals so that these young guys can go into that using technology to transfer these refuse into money. So that is what we are pushing to get it through this meeting. So we are getting these high-level people there. We have experts from NADMO and others also coming, where the platform created by them will expose them that they need to rather channel their strategies to the young people and use them to facilitate, like Cedric said, the thinking system they put in place to be able to come out with this innovative. That is the platform, and we are there. And again, we are also connected to, we are bringing the funding people. Okay. The Climate Investment Fund, the whole Climate Investment Fund in US, the CEO, the lady herself, and her senior operation people are on the panel so that they will understand and see where. One of the topics is mobilizing funding for climate change, so that they can see where they can really put their resources to help these young people to implement these innovative solutions.
Right. Can you also give us some scenarios where there has been effects, good or bad? I'm thinking bad in this case on climate, agriculture, farming, and the youth.
I want to shy away from any thinking that we would want to draw positivity from the climate crisis. The vulnerability, the risks, and the damage that is causing is unthinkable. And for us, we want to concern ourselves deeply and solely on those stuffs. Truly speaking, when you look at all areas of life, for instance, let me pick the farming community that you talk about. Farmers have communicated how production has reduced because of the change in rainfall pattern, and how they are unable to ensure that their yields, the way their normal yields as expected, is being harvested, but that is not forthcoming. And the issues of drought. Young people who are into farming are complaining that when they are confronted with drought, the sources or the assistance that they need to provide irrigation services are not forthcoming. And so this is the extent to which you can measure the real impact. And if you look at this summit, the program, one of the thematic areas to consider for the panel discussion is assessing the real impact of the climate crisis. To what extent are individuals and organizations affected? We want to be able to measure these impact and want to be able to account for them so that we can be able to tailor the solutions in addressing them. And ask me, beyond agriculture, there are many areas, in fact, all areas are confronted with climate change. Journalism is confronted, sports is confronted, health is confronted, our transport system is confronted, and at the heart of it are young people, women and children who are the most vulnerable and affected. It is for this reason that we think that it is only appropriate to mobilize the creme de la creme of Ghana's youth, the youth leaders, both in school and out of school, to be able to come forward and engineer innovative solutions to address the crisis in their own community.
So let's talk dates for the summit. When is the Youth Climate Summit happening, and venue? Are there any links to get to? How do people register, and costing as well?
Right. Thank you, Valerie. Just to add to that, I'll just quickly. We want to drum home that look at the flooding when it happens in Accra. The effect of that is climate change. Look at wow, Kita, you saw that. This is what really, look at our people there, how they've suffered, and we have to. This is what we are talking about, and we expect our young people to have solutions so that it won't happen again. Now, from what you said, the summit is happening tomorrow, 1st of April, 2022, at Okrah International Conference Center, just down here. And the time on the program on the dot is 9, but registration starts at 8 o'clock. Please, you come, it's first come, first serve. Again, it's strictly by registration. You need to. A lot of institutions have registered, and we're expecting to see them. The most important here, you have to come and come on time, and then we expect that it's free. Admission is free, but the only caveat is make sure you've registered. If you want to register, the simplest in Google or search for YPYC Ghana. Our social media handles, both Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and all those things are there. But the simplest thing, you can pick the number is 055-835-7200. 055-835-7200 or www.ypyc.gh.com. Our website, you can get information, get registered, and let's see you tomorrow morning at Okrah International Conference Center, 8 a.m.
8 a.m. 8 a.m. is for the registration process, but it begins exactly at 9 a.m. No Ghanaman time
at all.
Thank you, gentlemen, for spending your time with us and sharing these insights with us.
Let me thank GTV for all the things that they've been doing for us. In fact, I must say that this 15 years of YPYC, there's not a single summit that GTV, and for that matter GBC, created this platform. And especially the current DJ is a great man. And I think I love your outfit and love what we have seen here. We went to the holding room and our people were amazed. So thank you, the leadership, for what you're doing, and keep thumbs up for you.
We appreciate those words. So we've been talking the Youth Climate Summit 2022, and our guest being Mr. Andy Okrah, HR consultant and host of Youth Climate Summit, and Mr. Cedric Dzelu, Global Climate Change Youth Ambassador. The hashtag to follow is GTV Breakfast #Heritage Month on GTV. And we are climaxing our celebration today, and we are having some indigenous food in studio. I mean, you should be here to smell the amazing aroma. So we're going to shuffle off quickly to tea, and she's going to tell us what is cooking in the corner. The hashtag is GTV breakfast. It doesn't get any better than here.
You didn't say where there is food, there is still.
No, I won't. I don't want to be mean.
TZ for you, not a full one. Only half.
It's fine. It's
because
fine.
everyone knows that I am the food person on this table. And so thank you for joining us. Heritage Month has been quite exciting. I'm here with Ima Aishetu. She is from Hajia Mother Special at Newtown. So if you know Hajia Mother Special at Newtown, you know that that's where to go for authentic tuwo zafi. I've deliberately kicked Motiti to the other side of the studio so that she doesn't interfere with the goodness happening on this side. Ma, yes. Welcome.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Auntie.
I came to TZ to have. So I admit that I've never prepared it myself at home. I've always enjoyed it at your place, the one at Makola. What's that place called? Then there's one at Okrah Square, and there's some two at 37. I know a lot of tuwo joints, but today you are going to blow me away with Ono Wafi. So we are making TZ, the northern delicacy, right?
Yes.
So we are going to go through the ingredients that you have. I see pretty standard stuff. Mini sabola ikamo. Ine mini.
Ufanene shito ke sabola if you wa mixi ugbele.
Okay. Ke ogbena ngbe wa ya kejeje me.
Okay, ke wo shije ene hu meat in steam le fine.
Je wo makwe.
Ufane nano. Ke wele ke mini.
Ufana sana.
Ufane dabi.
Oh, mamine. Yo, e wane meat.
Kewele, kemini.
Okay. So we have our meat here, we have wele, and then we have tripe. The Nigerians will say shaki. They are still mourning from their loss to the Black Stars. So there's shaki in the house. We call it tao, but it's tripe. And then the vegetables are also set.
Ufane.
Fine.
Ufane mutulo no waka afi to mostly tuwo zafi